So another thing that was kind of being talked about is going back to the oval. After this was a conversation going on before the race, right? Now that we've seen the race, now that we've seen what was going on at the road course and what the new next-gen car looks like there, where do you guys land on trying to either stay at the road course, which Roger Penske says we're probably going to be on the road course next year, then maybe the oval, right? NASCAR wants to go to the oval next year. At least that was what I'd heard. So after the race, everything we saw, you want more of that, or you want to go to the oval, or you want to leave entirely?
Oh, goodness.
Everybody gets around here. Go, Alex.
I think the oval, because there's so many road courses on the schedule already. You don't really need another one, and the oval's pretty prestigious.
Yeah.
So that alone, they should run that.
Matthew.
I think we go with the oval, but only with the Cup Series, because the brickyard should be reserved for the brickyard for the Indianapolis 500, and that is it.
All right, so that's a difficult thing to do if you're going to have both series there on the weekend, having to
run the Xfinity at IRP, just like they ran trucks at IRP.
All right, so
Boom.
I thought you meant that they keep the.
Nope.
Okay, so send the Xfinity series to IRP.
Just like you did the truck series. It was
Gotcha.
a wild success over there this weekend as far as crowd, and the event was great.
One of the things that I'd be love to know about that race is the number. The TV number, because that's
Sure.
the one that matters. All right, so when you're trying to sell sponsorship to if you're going to sell a sponsorship to a single Xfinity race, and it's at the Indianapolis Speedway,
Yep.
it's a little bit more of an easy sell for sponsors. But if that TV number was great from the Truck Series compared to other Truck Series races, then that's going to
be the tough part.
That's
You're
going
right.
to be the part that actually
100%.
makes it actually a viable situation to be able to move the Xfinity Series there. I love the track. I want to see short track racing.
Preach.
Mike.
Listen, I love IRP as well. I'm always about racing at IRP. Before I say, listen, I don't have a problem with the Indy Road Course. I just also want to remind everybody the complaining that was going on after the last Cup race at the big oval. Mm-hmm. I mean, and that was multiple years in the making, too. I mean, we didn't have a really good finish or a good race. And I just know how, and I'm just speaking broadly about the NASCAR fan base, which I am part of. I would just say, I don't remember the last time Indy's oval produced a really good Cup race.
Yeah.
So take that for what it's worth. I will put my vote in for giving the road course a little bit more run for its money before you go back and change it up again.
I think it would be great to go to the oval with the new next-gen car just to see what kind of race we'd have. And also, I think that drivers want the crown jewel back, want that opportunity to win at the oval. And that's something that matters to a driver's career. If you're a guy like Denny Hamlin, who said when he lost the Brickyard 400 to Brad Keselowski, I think 2018 or 19, had some contact last couple of laps. Denny loses the race. I think he gets crashed in turn 3 and 4 or something. Anyhow, he got out of the car and said, "This has been my greatest defeat. This is as low as I've ever been. Losing this race is the toughest loss of my career." And now we've taken away that opportunity for him or anyone else really to try to win that race. That tells you how prestigious winning at the oval is, right? So I think that I'd be willing to give it a try and see if the next gen car did a good job there on the oval, and
That's fair. The next gen car is the difference there. Yeah. You would definitely want to try that again if the next gen cars. It's such different racing, anyways.
As much as I was humored by what I saw on Sunday, I don't know that I want to see that again. You know what I mean? I mean, it was funny, but it's going to be funny the first time. Then we go back next year and do that all over again, then it's not funny the second time, right? It's a little bit annoying, maybe frustrating to watch all those guys try to restart and funnel down into turn 1 and do that all over again. So,
well, it had some embarrassing facts last year too. I mean, like these are 2 years in a row. I mean, last year they had that turtle stop, whatever you want to call it, that people were running over and tearing up their cars with. I mean, like they've not done a perfect race yet on the road course.
Yeah, there's been some drama there.
We could blame the track all we want. I blame the drivers. The lack of respect. I had a conversation about this yesterday where we don't have the policing force in our garage area anymore like we had with your dad or even rusty. Where when somebody does something that's against driver code, somebody pulls them aside, or Tony Stewart grabs their neck a little bit and pulls them aside. You can't do that. And what I saw in some of those restarts, especially at the end, was kind of disgusting. Even people that I love and know and great, but they were racing with complete lack of respect for the guy next to them.
Yeah.
And it was, in my opinion, it was terrible.
Well, I feel like that, what I saw at IRP in the truck race definitely was disrespectful.
Yes.
And unwarranted and silly. But the things that were happening in the Cup race, it wasn't, like let's just say Joey Logano, right? He dives down the inside 6 wide.
6 wide.
Joey knows that what he's doing is a high risk, low percentage shot, right? It's like this probably ain't gonna work. But what other option does he got other than to not try? He isn't going down in the turn going, I'm going to hit this car in front of me. I'm going to turn this guy. I'm going to bulldoze and bowl through here. He's not really thinking that. He's just going where everybody else ain't. And that's the track design, in my opinion. If there was grass, they wouldn't be going down there. If it was, if it wasn't like 8 lanes of asphalt headed down into a 90-degree turn that funnels into 2 lanes of asphalt. I mean, in my opinion, this is what you get when you try to take an oval and turn it into a road course. And I know it's Indy. I'm not a huge fan of some of the things about that layout for the Cup car, right? We've got better brakes. Everything about this car, as far as the brakes and everything, allowing these guys to get so much further down into the braking zone, all these things sort of came together to create what we saw on Sunday. And I don't know what you do, but I think it'll just keep happening. We go back there next year, you're going to see the same thing. You can talk. I mean, drivers can talk about respect. Everybody can complain about the disrespect and all the things, but man, we are going to go back and nothing's going to change.
Because there's no accountability like there used to be.
I disagree with that.
In the garage, you don't
There's
agree
plenty
with
of
that?
accountability. There's plenty.
How? Who's holding those young drivers accountable anymore that make those decisions?
There's a long list of drivers that are like Kevin Harvick.
Don't ask him for an example, Matthew.
Don't ask for an example.
No.
I think that there is accountability in the garage, and I think that there's accountability in the sport, and I feel like that, that isn't enough. Even if Dale Earnhardt were driving out there on the racetrack, that would not be enough to stop what we saw happening again. I think that the only way to kind of, you don't see this stuff. I don't think we'll see this type of stuff getting down into turn 1 at Watkins Glen. We didn't
Got a good point.
Yeah, we didn't see it. We didn't see this type of stuff turn 11 at Sonoma, which is a parking lot. I think it's you got 8 lanes of asphalt on a restart heading into a tiny little funnel. It's what it is. It is what it is. It's a design issue.
Well,
I can respect that. I have difference
You're not
of
wrong
opinion,
about
but
that.
No.
You've got that wide of lanes, that many lanes, and then you've got basically a 90-degree turn at the end of it. But to Matthew's point, I agree with you. The driver knows that angle they got to take to be able to make that turn.
Absolutely.
And if you don't, so what options did Joey Logano have? Well, he could not try to make that angle, which was impossible, without hitting 5 cars. He could have done that. He's a smart driver. He's one of the best in the world. He needs to know that. It's almost like, yes, you've got all this asphalt. It's a trap. Don't do it because you cannot make that turn. Is that a design flaw, or is that just the driver's not thinking about what it takes to make that turn? I think that's probably what it is. But yeah, there is a lot of asphalt to play with for sure.
Yeah, it's a tough thing, but I think that it'll be interesting when we go back next year. Maybe we need to go run the road course again, see if we can get this better, see if we can do a better job. Hey guys, I'm here to tell you 3 reasons why I love our sponsor, Tire Pros. Number 1, Tire Pros loves cars as much as I do. Number 2, they have great service. Number 3, they're committed to getting you back out on the road. Plus, they've got this really cool logo.
Dale, that's 4 reasons.
And they have over 600 locations, 24/7 roadside assistance, a great selection, and a best-in-class tire warranty. Tire Pros, love the drive.